Cammy is a fast and neutral based character who primarily uses her quick buttons and insane walk speed to whiff punish opponents and force them to interact with her up close in the corner. She has great damage, phenomenal frame data, and one of the best wall carries in the entire game. And today I'm going to show you all the tips and tricks that I know on how to make the most out of the new changes to Cammy in Season 3 of Street Fighter 6. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So before we talk about Cammy's neutral advantage and disadvantage, let's actually go through a new game plan that I have developed for her that I believe is the most optimal way to play her now in Season 3. So with Season 3 we got one very significant buff, which is L spin knuckle being able to hit into the air. This allows for new combo routes that do tons of damage, and in my opinion one of the best things for Cammy to do now is to just straight up meter dump. Let's look at the situation by itself. If I go out of my way and I do the regular combo here, I would get around about 2700 damage and have the opponent like around here. I would be like +4. I don't really get any Oki off of it and we would just reset to neutral. This isn't really the best way to go about it. We can just go for a level 1 like this, which gets us all of our drive gauge back if we're using it, and we would do 3540 damage. That is a lot of damage and insane amounts of corner carry that we didn't have before. If I were to literally one-to-one compare it to like Season 2, we would only get around 3000 damage here. That is not enough to justify using an entire bar, but now with like 3500, which is 500 damage more, and being right in your opponent's face, which is like +10 or +11, being able to just meaty this every single time, it is really good. It is very, very strong. And you can do this off of like basically anything that gets you like a free entry to like a back heavy kick in the spin knuckle, or like, as I said, like right here, like hitting like this for example as a counter hit. Like if you hit this, you can then go for that for 3400. If we get a jump in, for example, we can use this. We can even use this to side swap and do almost 4000 damage here. Cammy got a very big buff to her damage in comparison to the last patch, so I do think it is worth it now to go for scenarios where if you have the opportunity, go for a meter dump into level 1 into corner carry. It is a lot more worth it than trying to spend 3 bars right here doing this and then getting like 2100 damage, or maybe even this and then ending it on that for like 2300. It is just not worth. It is not worth it. Next, let's talk about hooligan setups. So hooligan setups are actually something that Cammy always had. They weren't really that great. Now with the change of spin knuckle, you can actually go for true hooligan setups that the opponent cannot do anything against other than just directly guess. So they are basically stuck. They don't just have an all-encompassing solution against it. They have to straight up guess against you. So if we go for a dive kick or a regular jump in, we now have the opportunity of going for a back medium punch target combo into a very, very good hooligan setup. If we land right here, we're immediately +3. +3 is the best outcome right here. I fucked it up and we're +2. But essentially, you have the opportunity of even just landing here and being +3 in front of your opponent's face and then press a button. You can press medium punch here if you think they're going to press and you're just going to straight up win the trade. But that's not all. We can also go for a meaty overhead, which goes for a full combo right here, and the meaty command grab, which then again leads to a combo. And this is something we can do anywhere on the screen. This isn't just exclusive to the corner. I can do it right here as well. Meaty, boom, get a full combo. And as you can see, we do a lot of damage off of a single opener. So something like jump-ins are very, very, very worth it on Cammy now. If you use dive kicks already and you love using dive kicks, you might as well just start using them for stuff like this right here. Get a setup, and then get corner carry right here, or just straight up try to kill the opponent for it. Do like an L spiral level 3 here, that also is a combo you can do, right? So you have the opportunity for very big damage off of like a lot of good situations for yourself. Another situation where this is really good actually is parry. I can then go for the back medium punch, as you can see right here, and then go for the same setup again. So this setup is DP safe. They can't just regular DP or EXDP if you land. So if you go for a land right here, you can straight up just avoid DPs. They can't do anything, and you can also full combo again. which can then lead into a meter dump setup or level 3 setup. This costs, by the way, no meter whatsoever. And as you can see, this does a lot of damage. 5,000 damage right here. Basically for free. You don't have to spend anything yourself. You don't have to spend meter, you don't have to spend drive rush. It's just like you get this opener off like a parry or something, or even a burnout, and you're able to just go haywire. You can just level 1 here as well. Be in the corner then for free. As I said, corner carry here, pretty good. Yeah, that's like one of the ways how you can do it. So dive kick or light kick to get in. This is like the best way to use the setup in particular. I use this all the time. This isn't just a hoax or like something you would do every now and again. I genuinely use this in matches against anybody in the world. On top of it, this setup, if you do land it here, you can actually achieve a safe jump setup right here. So if you manage to just get any like L, like spin knuckle pressure or whatever, you can actually go for a crouching light kick right here and then an immediate jump in HP, and it is actually a safe jump setup. So if you're looking to like burn out your opponent, this is definitely something you can do. You can just do this and then go for like a burnout sequence like that, and then you're actually able to just burn them out for it. All the L spin knuckle stuff is really good. It can be used for more damage, hooligan setups that weren't possible beforehand, and also safe jump setups. There are a couple more setups you can do with hooligan, but I don't think they're that worth. I think this is the most worth out of all of them. I think this is the absolute best one because it allows you to do it mid-screen and in the corner regardless of how they wake up. You're +3 in front of their face regardless of what they do, and you're always able to be meaty so they can't just like DP out and just like ignore the entire sequence, right? So it is very hard for the opponent to do anything against it, and they basically just have to guess. There is like nothing else they can really do. Okay, now that I've talked about her new game plan, let's actually go over how do we play Cammy in Season 3. Neutral. Neutral, one of the best things you can do is abuse her walk speed. Walk speed is extremely good in this game, and especially Cammy is one of the fastest walk speeds just in the entire game. She's a rushdown, makes sense, right? How do we use her walk speed though? If you've ever played Ryu against Cammy, you know how terrifying it is if Cammy just walks back and forth, because she's very good at just whiff punishing, and that's something that we're going to abuse to the absolute maximum with this character. How we can do that is by just using jabs. In my opinion, using jabs is the best thing you can do with Cammy. Going into your opponent's range and pressing a jab when you believe they're gonna press anything, like a medium punch or a heavy punch or whatever, just to like stop you like at this range, right? Just going in and just jabbing here, you're fine. Not only do you counter hit them, you also get a completely hit confirmable combo, which is a light punch into medium punch. You can land this into each other, get H spiral, and as you can see, we went from one side of the map to the complete other. Now all of a sudden the opponent's in the corner and we're +11, just like with a setup we did earlier, or just combos. Now we're +11, we can go for a meaty right here, go for a throw, go for a shimmy. We can basically do whatever we want with that amount of frame data, right? But jab abusing is really good in this character. So literally just going into somebody's threat range, jabbing them out of their button, hit confirming the fact that they counter hit, crouching medium punch, and then H spiral in your opponent's face, and you're just as out of throw range as well right here. So they can't just throw you immediately, but even then with the frame data you won't be able to get hit. Abusing jabs and walk speed is really good. I would advise everybody to start doing this with Cammy because that is just the way to go. You need to be able to abuse this as much as possible. Light kick, same thing. You can do the same thing with light kick, but jabs are just more effective because they actually allow for a combo. Light kick right here, it doesn't allow for anything. See, the jab doesn't hit here. You would have to be very close in order to get that, and even then it still does less damage than just simply doing this into funny meaty setup, into pressure, into whatever, into loop, right? Talking about other buttons that you want to use in neutral. Standing medium kick, it's a good poke if you want to just protect your own space. So if you think here in the corner, for example, your opponent wants to get towards you, just creating space for yourself so you can play a bit more neutral is good. Mid-screen as well, you can do the same thing right here, just like, okay, just pushing my opponent away and just keeping them as far away as possible from you. Standing heavy kick, also a really good poke, a bigger one actually at that. One of the things that's good about it is even if they block, tons of drive gauge gone. If they are low on drive gauge, this might just be the way of just doing like one, going back and then doing another one, for example. This is -3, and you're pretty close to your opponent, so they usually want to use something like a crouching medium kick. This is where you have the advantage here, actually. If Ryu goes for crouching medium kick, you can go out of your way and just jab out of it. So you remember the jab that we did before? Just like this, we can also create a scenario where we can just jab him for it, for trying to press a button. Medium punch, H spiral, pressure. That's really good. The other thing that's good about it is we can use forward heavy kick. So if we're fighting an opponent who doesn't have a 8-framer but a 7-framer, we can actually Earthbox shift and then just hit him for it with a forward heavy kick. This can be confirmed into several things. I've just shown like the biggest one, which is just confirming it into a level 3. But you can also just confirm this into a spiral arrow, a drive rush, and then get pressure like this. Level 1. You can get creative here. You can test it out and get creative. There's probably like several other things that you can do, but yeah, this is like an active and good use where we basically just go and take our turn back when it technically isn't our turn, right? So it's like one of the things that we can do that's like really good about it right here. You can just do whatever you want and just get the turn for free. Sending heavy kicks also really good in the corner, pressure opponents, because just keeps them there. They try to jump out. And not only that, but again, drive gauge drains it really, really well. You can go for setups afterwards. You can try the dive kick after this. Lands perfectly with like a light dive kick. And then you can keep the pressure up. As for our whiff punish buttons that we want to use, crouching medium punch, crouching medium kick, and sweep, depending on where you are on the screen. Crouching medium punch does the most damage out of the three. So if you land a crouching medium punch right here and we go for like a combo, as you can see, this does about 2,600, whereas medium kick, same route, same everything, does about 2,100. So you're missing out around about 500 damage every time you have to go for a crouching medium kick, or you're just deliberately going for one when you could even medium punch. And this is really good for meter dump. If you land this as a meter dump option, this does a ton of damage. 3,300 right here, really, really good. So you can just go out of your way and do that. You want to meter dump. Another thing you can do with medium punch that's really good is actually going for spin knuckle, but the EX version. The EX version actually links into another one. So you're +7 right here. So you can do whiff punish buffer right here. Go for another one. Spiral arrow, 2,540 damage. And corner carry, again, not too shabby. Really, really good with punish to use. This only works on medium punch because realistically, if you had heavy punch, you can just do this by itself. Gets the same damage. Medium kick doesn't work, so you have to legit just do it on this. Crouching medium kick, you can just go for H spiral or drive rush cancel, obviously, depending on how confident you are that you're gonna hit it outside of the threat range of a button, so you don't just like block it right after and then you die if we're trying to do spiral arrow. But yeah, those are like the two good whiff punishes. And then for like really far away stuff, you can just sweep. Sweep, you can actually dash up and then go for a meaty setup right here. You can dash up, jab, crouching heavy punch, that meaties. As you can see right here, we're +9. So we can then go again for a meter dump. Like this. In level 1. Get ridiculous amounts of damage for free. And then we can do the same thing again. As for the other pressure that you want to do, if you want to go for throw, you can do 2 of them. And then immediately throw the opponent. Or you can just go for 1 in order to trick the opponent that you're going to go for heavy punch. And then just go for that. Or do 1 and then you go away for a shimmy. So yeah, that's usually like the buttons you want to use in neutral. So light punch, really effective because of the combo. Light kick, really good to just check in general. This can work like for these setups here or just like whenever. And if people are trying to get in on you, use these 2 buttons. As for whiff punishes, this. Sometimes this, very, very rarely this, if you really can't reach otherwise. Okay, now we've talked about neutral. Let's talk about what happens when you're actually in the corner in advantage state. What are like the best things you can do in advantage state? What do you want to do with Cammy? Or like the best options overall? In my opinion, I believe, again, jabs are broken on Cammy because you can walk back and forth right here when you do it, so it's very easy to catch people for trying to like go for a throw or whatever. So if they go for like a delay tech for right here, after block, you can walk outside of it, like literally when you're in their face, you're literally in his face, you press 1 jab, they think you're gonna throw, you get a free combo right here. And then an important thing here to note is you can actually meaty this afterwards and just loop the pressure. So if you land the target combo right here, L spiral, EDDP, you can go for a crouch jab into an immediate medium punch, and then you are +2 on block. So you can then again force another one, or you can just go for an actual combo if you land that combo, right? You can just loop the pressure over and over, because if you hit this, you're going to be +8, which leads into a heavy punch again, right? Just like right here. And you can just repeat this over and over and over, no matter what. And then you can also go for like jab, throw, jab, nothing, right? To catch people for trying to crouch medium kick you, or just EXTP, level 1, jump out, whatever, right? So jabs are really good. You can just jab someone right here, catch them for it very easily. You can end rounds on this, by the way. You can literally end rounds on this. If you land like super fancy Cammy combo that I'm not going to explain right now, but just do it as a showcase. As you can see, we do around 5,827 damage here. That is almost 6k damage off of just one of these. Off of like something that's like very subtle, of just like boop. Right? And if you're close enough, you can even go for a meter dumper like this. And then go for like a level 1 right here after the L spin knuckle. As I said, as you can see, this is really useful. 3,500 damage. You can also just go for this, for example, and then do 3,080 by itself, right? So you do have options. So yeah, jab's really good. Not only that, but jabs are also very useful for conditioning your opponent on what you're going to do. So if you're positioning yourself like right here after 3 buttons, you can just do dive kick. If they press like crouching medium kick or something, you can just dive kick in front of their face, and then you're fine. You can also position yourself outside of the range of a crouching medium kick with something like this. Walk outside of it. But like you're actually going to be just outside of the range right here, like really bare bone. So if they press, you can immediately press back. You're completely fine. Standing medium punch is your best button for shimmies, as you can probably tell by the thing that I've shown earlier. Even mid-screen, this works really well. If you're trying to drive rush at somebody like this, you go outside the range and they go for a throw. So something like this, for example. Very, very simple. You can always go for this as like a meterless route, and then just shimmy them for free. That's like your best shimmy option by itself. You can also go for a crouching medium punch, actually. So if you land a crouching medium punch here on accident, you can make up for it basically and still get the exact same combo without any consequence. This literally does the same amount of damage. 2,570, 2,570, right? So you're not even losing anything by accidentally hitting like a medium punch. You will get the exact same result. If you're too far away though, you have to make sure you use crouching medium kick, just like with this as well. So you can like actually hit it right here. This is more useful in the corner than anything. Just going for that in particular and then being fine. Crouching heavy punch pressure is pretty simple. You crouching heavy punch somebody, you're plus, you have an option. Strike, throw, shimmy. That's it. Right, you can go for strike, throw right here, or jab, or just do nothing. Another option you have is actually exposing people for trying to go for throws a lot. So if you have somebody that loves to lay tech throw during like these sequences, you can actually just do a crouching heavy punch right away, and then you're able to expose them, and then again you're able to meter dump right here and just go crazy. Which leads me to my next point, drive rush cancel pressure. So Cammy's drive rush cancel pressure is actually really good this patch. Just for the simple fact that like everybody has to deal with delay buttons now, just because everybody is like right in front of your face, right? The number one thing they changed in this season is that everybody's close to each other now, so you can't just shimmy away for free. This allows for delay buttons to be very strong. So if you land your opponent right here, delaying your button, as I said earlier, in order to catch a throw is really fucking good. Time to catch it right here. I do tons of damage, tons of it. And if I want corner carry, I can also get corner carry, like whatever here, right? And if I want to kill my opponent for it, I can also kill my opponent for it, with no real meter used. Again, tons of damage, for free. Besides that, you have the basic choices of just going for medium punch right after. Very classic. If they press a jab here, you trade, and then you're able to just go for a heavy punch, full combo. Or you can just go for a throw after the jab. Very simple. And then you can have a couple of follow-ups right here. After a throw, one of the best follow-ups you can do actually is to try to jump at your opponent, because they're most likely not going to look for it. Or using a forward walk into heavy kick, which catches them right there. You have to actually forward walk a little bit for it. Forward walk, heavy kick, can't really do anything against it. Or spiral arrow. If you spiral arrow, you're only -1, and the opponent cannot go for jabs. They have to go for medium buttons right here. So if you want to interrupt them right here, you actually can. You can just jab them out of it right here, And then again, you achieve the same thing. Jab, medium punch, H spiral. You get my point. Jab, medium punch, H spiral. Really strong. I think most of the other stuff is like pretty self-explanatory when it comes to pressure. Like, driver's cancel pressure into jab is really good because you can't just EXTP. So just get in for free. The same goes for heavy. For heavy, you can just go for basically anything. You can just drive rush in with even like a crouching heavy punch, and it's completely true. Good for like burning out people. So if you're ever in a burnout sequence, this is like your best friend. As you can see, does like a full bar essentially. If they're still not burnout after that, you still have this to your repertoire in order to kill them. Like in order to kill a drive gauge. So a bunch of stuff you can do that's good. Throw loops, obviously I don't need to explain this. Cammy has really good throw loops. If you throw them right here, you can then walk 2 steps forward and land a medium punch. If you do it correctly, you're actually able to be +2. It's like here, as you can see. And then you can just walk around right here, see if they press a button, with punish them with like a heavy punch, get a full target combo for it like this, into spiral, medium DP, you know the drill. If you land any jump-ins, or just dive kicks, as I already said, you do have the option of just going for the hooligan setups, and then just go for like whatever here. You're able to land it fully, you land your thing, whatever. If you do it in the corner, you can actually go for a half H spiral, and then go for 2 things. You can go for just a true combo with HDP, and then again you have the same option of landing like any meaty setup here afterwards if you want to, like this. Or you actually go for something I like to do, which is just to heavy kick afterwards. If you heavy kick them afterwards, you're +8, and you can just meaty the opponent with like a crouching heavy punch, or just catch them off guard. This is something that's like really nice that you can do in order to catch people. You can just do this and then full combo from there because you're gonna hit a counter hit. So you can do a safe jump setup as well, which we've already shown, of just like getting in on the opponent, doing this, and then initiating the burnout sequence that I've showed before. Offense usually is structured by just playing around like your threat ranges very well, entering the opponent if he tries to jump out somehow, and then abusing the fact that you have very fast buttons that can link into like a lot of things that can be hit confirmed to like a lot of strong stuff. It's like this can be hit confirmed to crouching medium kick from afar. This can be confirmed into target combo no matter what. If you land like a sweep right here, you can hooligan in, and then you're plus still, or you can just dash in, land like a meaty or whatever if you counter hit. As for the old combo that Cammy used to have, this one right here, this is not good anymore. Please don't use this. Only use this if you can get the corner. So if you're right here and you're able to get the corner, you're able to dash in and still be +17. Really good. You're able to do whatever you want with that. However, you won't be able to use it outside of that, because if you dash in twice, you're +0. So if both of you press a jab, you just trade, and it's just not a good situation for you. Instead, the combo you want to do is this one. This is the best combo you can do now. It does 2100 damage, it's good corner carry, and you're +9. So again, you can press like a medium punch right here and meaty the opponent, or go for a throw, whatever. That's like usually like the options you want to go for when it comes to like advantage state in order to keep up with everything. Now let's talk about Cammy's disadvantage, yippee-ki-yay. I'm not going to talk about disadvantage too much because it's the same for literally every character. I'd rather talk about the exclusive stuff for Cammy. So Cammy's exclusive stuff on defense is 2 things right here that she can side swap with. Number 1, if the opponent goes for a throw loop, or just throws in general, you can go out of your way and dive kick, yippee-ki-yay. You can then go for a side swap with this combo right here that I'm showing right now. And then you do 2800 damage, you can meet the opponent again, you're good to go. The other thing you can actually do is to go for a jab. You can go for a jab after a backdash, and then hit your opponent for it. Side swap again for free, without like any massive risk, and then again doing like 2700 damage. There's loads of damage. It gets even better with season freeze changes. Now it is 2940, so almost 3000 damage. You get the exact same thing, and yeah, really good, really good. This is like 2 of the things you can do in defense if you want to call out your opponent trying to throw a lot. Other than that, it is just regular defense stuff of using delay tech for every now and again, EXCPing out every now and again, supering out every now and again, jumping out, right? There's like nothing too crazy really that you can do on defense that isn't already like just done in general. If you want to call out throws, dive kick is your best friend, even though it's risky. You will be -5 here if the opponent does just block, so you should EX if you're unsure whether or not they're gonna do it and you're at def range. If you manage to land it successfully, you can get jabs, you won't get the side swap unless you spend a lot. You would have to spend all of this right here, do that, then do medium spiral in order to land meaty, right? But like overall, it's not the greatest. I don't usually do this. If I'm already so confident I can jump out of pressure and he's gonna go for a throw, like I'm just gonna send it at this point. I don't really care. This is worth the risk for sure, like no matter what. General defense, try to stay safe. That's it. That's all the advice I have. Try to not do anything that's overly risky. Like don't just EXTP 50 times, don't just level 50 times. Just stay safe. Pick and choose your spots when you want to go out. If the frame data allows it, you should be mashing, right? If he goes for like a light into heavy every single time, interrupt the heavy, please. And yeah, that's like basically it for defense. I don't really have much to say. There's not really anything too crazy on defense that other characters don't have. Defense is the same for every character, quite literally. Now, let's talk about some basic combos that I have for you that you can pick up and just go with for Cammy. This is actually all the combos I need in order to go from Rookie to Master. So if you're interested in watching that guide, you should check out my Cammy Rookie to Master video. It is from Season 2, but it's basically the same thing. Okay, as for lights, you want to land one of two things. Either you go for this combo right here, which is light punch, light kick, light punch. This is to catch people from backwalking a lot when you're up close. This leads into spiral arrow, which is really good. Or if you're close enough, you can then again go for either this combo right here in the hooligan setup, or just with like the heavy combo, just very basic for corner carry. It's up to you what you want to choose. Both of them are equally as good. It's just like a preference at this point, which risk you're willing to take. This is 1711, where this does 1780. So as you can see, it does basically nothing. Like in terms of like a damage difference, there's basically none. You just have to choose, okay, am I going to go for the hooligan setup right here and risk a guess, or am I trying to like play it safe and go for this right here and then go for like a setup, or just like basic like strike throw, right, and try to call them out that way. Sending medium punch into heavy punch target combo is something you can land after basically any punish, like any shimmy, any drive reversal. If you pull in drive reversal, you can just go for this. This is your bread and butter combo that you want to land, and afterwards, because of the nerfs, you want to drive rush. You want to actively drive rush with heavy punch afterwards, or going for like a strike or throw. Because you don't have the plus frames now in order to do anything. So going for like very basic stuff like this right here is honestly just preferable. If you land like that, you do this, chill, you're 9 frames in advantage. If they DP, you're completely fine, right? You have the option of strike, throw, and shimmy here at the same time, like no matter what. Dive kick, again, if you land it, hooligan pressure is your best friend if you manage. If not, you can just go for something like this, something basic, or if you landed like very low, medium punch, heavy punch, right? Nothing too crazy. Drivers cancels. Again, as I said, this is the combo you want to go for, no matter what. This is just your basic bread and butter. If you're close to the corner, the only thing that changes is this is a combo you want now. There we go. Done. Right? And yeah, the only other thing I would say is like the hard punish combos that you can do after like a drive impact, or like after like an EXTP. There is a very basic bread and butter one you can do that I will show you right now. It's literally just crouch, stand, crouch, stand, crouch, stand. You don't do anything else. Literally all you do is you crouching heavy punch, standing heavy punch, drivers cancel, crouching heavy punch, standing heavy punch, rinse and repeat. And then you would do a level 3 after a full charge DP. If you're having trouble with this and you can't do it, here's an alternative route. All you have to do is just spin knuckle, light spin knuckle, and then go for it. Way easier, does a little bit less damage, just a tiny bit less, and you're gonna be fine. If you want to learn how to do the DP version though, you have to basically hold the DP the entire way through and already mash during the DP. You already have to like get ready to just press light, as you can see right here, while holding it still. And you're gonna have a way easier time of just confirming this. Way easier than letting manually go of it during it and then trying to time it afterwards, because you would have to just do it after, right? So here you can buffer it and you're completely fine, whereas before you have to do it manually and then go over that. As for anything else, over time you'll just get used to combos and see combos online and get better. I think these are the only ones you really need. Like, you don't really need much more. These are the beginner combos or even like advanced combos for the most part. Everything else you figure out over time. Thank you so much for watching my little Cammy guide. I really appreciate it. I hope this was very insightful on all the changes on Season 3 that I think are relevant, and also just in general how you want to play Cammy.